behalf of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology's Washington, D.C. campus, I would like to welcome you to new student orientation. I'm very excited to welcome you to our Forensic Psychology Professional Counselor Licensure Track program here at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. A little bit about myself. I'm Dr. Ryan Tobiasz. I'm the department chair of our counseling department, which includes our forensic psychology program. I'm an alum of the Chicago School. I earned my master's in forensic psychology at the Chicago School's Chicago campus and went on to get my doctorate in clinical psychology from the Chicago School as well. All of my training and all my experiences have been within correctional-based facilities. I'm very, very interested in forensic psychology, the interplay of mental health and law, psychological assessment, and I'm primarily interested in working with individuals with schizophrenia. My full experience working in corrections has really focused on best evidence-based practices for those diagnosed with schizophrenia, primarily focusing on illness management and recovery. I want to introduce you to some of our faculty members. Dr. Phipps is our Director of Clinical Training, and I will talk a little bit about our clinical training department a little bit later on within this presentation. Two of our full-time faculty members within our forensic psychology programming include Dr. Blake, and she will be the academic advisor for all of those coming into the program with last names that begin with A through J. Dr. Clyburn is also one of our full-time faculty members, and she will be an academic advisor for those students coming in with last names K through Z. And I'll talk a little bit later on about what our academic advisement model looks like. Other faculty within our department include Dr. Lee, Dr. Moore Reynolds, Dr. Presley, and Dr. Rayner, and you'll be in classes with them most likely throughout your time within our program. I also want to introduce our student support services. Matthew Lebrasser is our Director of Campus Life and Student Support. Manosola Fakiesi and Kara Rice are both student support counselors. Kara Rice also is our ADA accommodations liaison. These are members of our support services staff that you'll want to reach out to with regards to questions you might have regarding registration, how to best complete forms, if you have questions related to financial aid, if you have just questions about connecting within the Chicago school community. These are some really great individuals who can kind of help you out throughout your time within the program. So what can you do with this forensic degree? A lot of students come in and they have ideas of what they want to do, some might not. And so I really want to provide a framework of what you can do with a forensic psychology degree. Most often, you can be a forensic-based clinician. So that means working within forensic-based settings as a licensed professional counselor, whether that's working in jails, prisons, reentry facilities, addictions clinics, trauma-informed care centers, or even within community mental health. You can be a forensic clinician in a wide variety of settings. Sometimes you can take on the role of a liaison, so maybe that's working between the mental health field and those maybe within the legal field. Treatment specialists, doing a lot of intervention, doing a lot of work, whether that's cognitive behavioral work, whether it's individual work, whether it's group work. You can do a lot of different work with this degree. If you're wanting to work with juveniles, you could be a juvenile offender counselor. You can work with law enforcement, maybe doing assessment, maybe being an advocate for law enforcement members, survivor advocate. Although we do emphasize throughout the program working with perpetrators of crime, there's also the need for those who need to work with survivors. Some people go on to be directors of clinical programs within correctional-based facilities or forensic-based settings. Some people like to go out in the community and open up their own private practice or become a member of a group practice. So there's a lot of areas and settings that individuals can go into with this degree. I think what makes our program unique is our emphasis on multicultural work. We really emphasize working within diverse communities, working for issues related to social justice, and working for advocacy for our clients. I think our faculty are readily accessible. If our faculty are not in the classroom or in meetings, our faculty are meeting with students. It's very easy to engage with our faculty both inside and outside of our classroom experience. We do have a study abroad program within the Chicago School. Some members of our faculty have developed study abroad courses where a course will meet on our DC campus throughout the semester and then go abroad for about 2 weeks at the conclusion of a semester to give you an international perspective or an international experience. And some of the photos that you see here are of some of our study abroad courses in country. We also have a mental health awareness conference that we hold annually where students engage and collaborate with faculty or with our training partners to present on areas of interest or research that are important to them. So a little bit about our program. Our forensic psychology program is a 60-credit program, and the program can be completed 2 years full-time or up to 5 years part-time. Some students come in as part-time students and shift to full-time. Some students come in full-time and then shift to part-time. This is where academic advising is really important, to really work with your advisor to determine what is the best course load for you, given everything else that's going on in your life. We have 2 formats for our classes. We have a traditional format where a class will meet weekly for 3 hours, kind of like a traditional undergraduate program. We also have a weekend blended format where a class would meet for 3 full weekends over the course of the semester, a full Saturday and a full Sunday, and over the course of the semester, 3 full weekends with about a 4-week break in between each weekend class meeting. So our course schedule, we do have a very lockstep sequence. So we do want students to follow a specific course load or course sequence, I should say, to best set you up for success within the program. We want students to take a lot of our foundational coursework during the first semester. Second semester courses then build upon that first semester educational experience that you would receive. So we really want those foundational skill sets or foundational skills accomplished first before moving on to more advanced classes or elective-based coursework. We do require that students complete 30 credits of prerequisite coursework prior to their practicum and internship experience. So we really do want students to complete a full year of coursework from a full-time perspective before going on to their practicum and internship experience. Here's just a sample of what our full-time schedule would look like over the course of 1 year. Over the course of your first semester, students would take ethics and professional issues, psychopathology, theories of counseling and psychotherapy, helping relationships and skill development and counseling, and then a practicum readiness assessment. During the second semester, research methods, group processes of therapy, social and cultural foundations in counseling, and assessment in counseling. And then during the summer, students would take human growth and development and family systems and family therapy. And then in summer 2, students could take assessment and treatment of substance-related and addictive disorders and an elective course. For fall and spring, our semesters are 14 weeks, but our summer semester is divided up into 2 separate terms, 2 separate 7-week terms, a summer 1 and a summer 2 term. Summer 1 courses are required, summer 2 is optional, but most of our students do take summer 2 courses to either get more classes kind of under their belt, or if students are part-time, it's a time to kind of catch up a little bit. During the year 2 of a full-time schedule, this is when students go out onto their practicum and internship experience. Classes are primarily all elective-based. However, in addition to the practicum and internship experience, students will take a career development and counseling course, a trauma and crisis intervention course, and then various elective courses of their choosing. Students will also then take a prep course for the counselor preparation comprehensive exam, which is one of the capstone experiences at the end of the program that all students must successfully complete. Students have the option of 5 different elective courses, and here's just a sampling of many of our elective courses that we have within the forensic program. We have a clinical and diagnostic interviewing course, we have a mental health law course, We have evaluation and treatment courses on a variety of different populations, including adult offenders, juvenile offenders, and sexual offenders. We also have a correctional counseling and rehabilitation course, which is primarily focused on working within jails and prisons. We have a family and partner violence course, and then we have several law enforcement classes, whether it's the psychology of law enforcement class, which is a very general, broad-based course, but we also have a hostage negotiations course as well. So about our practicum and internship, and Dr. Phipps here is featured here as our director of clinical training. So all students will be working with him in preparation for the practicum and internship experience, and then while you're on your practicum and internship experience. So what exactly is practicum and internship? So it is clinical training. It's 2 semesters of clinical training where students will be applying theory and the development of their skills under supervision at a site out in the community. Over the course of 2 semesters, students will be at a site for a total of 700 hours with 280 direct service hours. So what does that all mean? 700 total hours is roughly 2 to 3 days per week at a training site. Direct service hours are when you are with an actual client or clients, actually doing individual work, group work, families and couple work, interviews, crisis intervention. So anytime you're actually working with a client face to face, those are considered your direct service hours. We have several different training partners in the community that are very forensic based, and here's just a sampling of just a few. Our Arlington County Detention Facility is a site that a good number of our students train at who are really interested in working at a jail or a prison. We have a counseling and forensic services site out in Virginia. We have our court services and offender supervision agency. It's a reentry and sanction center. And then for those who want to work with youth, we have our Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services, where students will be working with juveniles within a juvenile facility. Academic advising. So academic advisors are here to assist you with your course schedule, figuring out course registration, working with you with regards to professional development, mentorship, and just generally speaking, life in general. Like I mentioned earlier, students are assigned to an academic advisor coming into the program based upon their last name. And the advisors for our forensic program are Dr. Blake, who will work with students with last names with letters beginning with A through J, and Dr. Clyburn as K through Z. So, for registration for your first semester within the program, if you're looking at a full-time course load, we're looking at 12 credits. FO 611 Ethics and Professional Issues, FO 613 Psychopathology, FO 637 Theories of Counseling and Psychotherapy, FO 717 Helping Relationships and Skill Development and Counseling, and FO 680A Practicum Readiness Assessment. So these are the classes that you would be taking on a full-time basis. If you're thinking part-time, it can drop anywhere between 3 to 9 credits. So what we want students to take minimally, no matter if you're whatever kind of course that you're going to be taking minimally, FO 611 and FO 680A are classes that you need to take during your first semester. So those are those foundational courses that we want students to have very, very early on within that first semester. Then you can add any of the other following courses: psychopathology, theories of counseling and psychotherapy, and helping relationships and skill development in counseling. Within the program, we assess students on an ongoing basis in a variety of different ways, really looking at what we call our disposition, skills, knowledge, and competency assessment. So in addition to just doing academic coursework, your papers, your exams, where you get academic grades, we look at other factors because we do realize that this is a professional field. You'll be going out into the community to do professional work. So we look at things much more broadly than just someone's academic achievement or their GPA. One of the things that we do really look at is professional comportment. Like, how do you really compose yourself within the classroom and outside the classroom with regards to maybe attendance, punctuality? Are you completing everything on time? Because that's really important when we think about the transition to actual clinical work. We look at academic integrity with regards to whether you are approaching all of your assignments from an academic integrity standpoint. We really want to ensure that you are engaged actively in the classroom within the learning experience. We want to view your emotional stability to see how you handle maybe stress, how you handle all the different things around you within the academic experience. We look at flexibility, we look at self-awareness, insight into your own kind of functioning from time to time, diversity and multiculturalism, and how you take feedback in and incorporate it into your work moving forward. We also look at clinical skill development. We really want to see how you can really take theory and apply it in actual practice. So we really look at how you seek support, consultation, and supervision when needed, how you engage in self-reflection. Are you engaging in ethical practice? Are you culturally competent? And then again, just like with professional comportment, how do you incorporate feedback? And then how do you provide constructive feedback to others? One of the things that we're really focused on is what we consider etiquette. How do you engage in virtual communities? How do you engage across email correspondences? And so I think that's really, really important with regards to professional development and professional comportment. So we do want to ensure that you arrive to class on time, be fully present in your class. So if classes have any sort of virtual component, are you present on video and audio in a secure, confidential, and appropriate location? Is your camera on? We do want to ensure that you are appropriately dressed for all of your classes. And we always want to ensure that you are cautious of what is shared on your desktops, and be cautious of personal use of chat features within the classroom experience. So some of the important policies that we have within our forensic program: attendance, participation, and engagement is key. Arriving to class on time, actively participating while you were there, and engaging with your instructor and with your peers. For more information specifically on that policy or any of these policies here, just please refer to your course syllabus. We have an auto attendance assignment that is due the first Wednesday of every semester in every single class. So please refer to your course syllabus to see what that auto attendance assignment is. Academic integrity is huge here. We really look at issues related to, with regards to academic integrity, plagiarism, fabrication, and cheating. Those are three areas of integrity that are really focused within our academic handbook. If you have any questions or concerns about writing style, how best to paraphrase, how best to put sentences together in a very structured, polished format, please reach out to our DC Writing Center. We have a turn it in function for all of our written assignments to ensure that your assignments fulfill academic integrity policies. We have a lockdown browser for all of our quizzes or exams that are taken through our Canvas shells. So when you do take an exam or a quiz on Canvas, the lockdown browser will only allow you to have that quiz or the exam on your screen. No other windows will be able to be popped up. That's part of our academic integrity policy. And the Chicago School email is our official communication. So moving forward, please only use your Chicago School email when you're corresponding with members of the Chicago School community. We are very, very focused on wellness and self-care. As we know, graduate school can be extremely challenging and stressful from time to time, and we do offer counseling services for students. So if you do have questions regarding our counseling services, please reach out to your academic advisor or to DC student support counselors who can provide you more information regarding our counseling services available to students. Some important things to consider or links to ensure that you bookmark is the community site. That is kind of our student gateway. So ensure that you are connected to the TCSPP community site. Within that community site, you'll find several different links, but some that are very, very important are academic catalog and student handbook, which have all of our academic policies, all of the writing resources available to you. I mentioned the writing center earlier, and our library, where you can can search for so many different sources with regards to books and databases and videos to really assist you during your time here. One important thing to remember is that Canvas pages for all of our courses open up the Friday before classes begin. So check into your Canvas page the weekend before classes start, so you can maybe get a jump start on what your classes will look like moving forward in the semester ahead. So if you have questions, where do I start? Always start with your course instructor if you have specific questions or concerns. If you need assistance with how do I best approach my course instructor, use your academic advisor or your student support counselor if needed. You can always talk to your academic advisor for any sort of general academic questions. If you're concerned or have questions about how do I best approach my academic advisor, please use your student support counselor if needed. If you have questions or concerns that go beyond perhaps what your academic advisor can assist you with, that's what I'm here for, as the department chair. And if you need support in any sort of conversations with me, you can always ask your academic advisor and or your student support counselor to assist you with that process as well. And then if you still feel like at that point you still have questions or concerns that your course instructor, your academic advisor, or myself cannot help you with, that's when you can then reach out to our campus team for any additional questions or concerns that may remain. So I really want to welcome you to the Chicago School. I'm looking forward, as well as the faculty, to meet you in person throughout our classes and to see you progress through the program. If you have any questions at any time, please feel free, again, to reach out to anyone here, faculty, student support counselors, to best assist you as you move forward in the next stage of your academic and professional career. Thank you.